You ever had one of your friends point out something about you that you didn't like to hear? I've certainly had people point things out about me that I didn't want to hear. I've certainly pointed things out in people that they didn't want to hear. But why do we do it? Why do we tend to point things out in people that perhaps we don't like, perhaps we think that they could do better? What is this? If you look deeply at the way we were raised, you may find that, well, perhaps we tend to focus as humans a lot on the negatives. We tend to focus on where we can improve, right? Logically, it makes sense. The problem tends to arise when we focus too much on the negatives and we don't recognize what the flip side of that negative is. In this world that we live in, there's always an opposite. It's black and white, there's on and off, there's stop and go. And because there's these opposites, you know that if you are expressing something that's negative, then there is something on the other side. What could that be? What is it that's the opposite of the negative thing you're expressing? Well, as I started healing my wounds, as I started recognizing what it was that I was expressing, that I wasn't even conscious to. I was so negative to myself. Some people might even consider that violent. Now, many of you all have things to say about yourself that just aren't very nice. And if you said it to someone else, they'd be really mad. I found myself being in these paradigms of self-loathing, of not liking myself and not recognizing what that was doing. How do you get yourself out of that? Well, someone's going to bring it up. Someone's going to tell you, hey, stop doing that. Stop being so negative. You know, you're worth it. And they're right. They are right. But guess what? It's hard for us to actually understand and let that sink in if we haven't recognized what we are. And especially if we see or hear people talking about us, pointing things out that we don't appreciate, we're more likely to be upset. But why? We rather not face what we know we need to address. We rather not face it, and instead we rather lash out and defend ourselves. I'm justified in expressing myself this way. We tend to do this. At least I have. And I know that many of my friends have been through it. I know a lot of close friends that have been this way. That have had to experience what it's like to defend yourself. But it's time to give that up. It's time to stop defending ourselves, and it's time to focus on what that message really is. If someone points something out that's negative about you, it's because they want you to become aware. It's not because they want to put you down. It's not because they don't like you. It's not because they want you to feel bad. It's because they want you to grow. They want you to recognize that the growth can be catalyzed by you, by your awareness of where that negative energy is. So if you can focus on what that negative aspect is, you may find out through your feelings why you're expressing this way. It's your circumstances. It's the way that you've grown to recognize certain things in your life that make you react a certain way. Through your cellular memory, through your behavioral patterns. I mean, really. We've been conditioned. We've been so thoroughly conditioned. But it's okay. It's okay, because you can change this whenever you want. You see, the power is in your hands. The power is always in your hands. you can very quickly take a look at what they say about you, recognize, hey, that's not who I am. If I express negatively, that's not a true reflection of who I am. I have so much more. I am so much more. And I will prove it by showing you the opposite of that negative energy that I'm expressing. So this becomes the journey of discovery. When you wish to see what's on the other side, you can start to recognize your potential. Because if you recognize the darkness that's within you, you'll trace right through the pain that got you there, but then it's going to pull you right back out of that darkness, and you're going to see the light. You're going to know the light. You're going to feel the light. You are the light. Your recognition of what you truly are helps you to then express the light as opposed to expressing the darkness. Growth cannot happen without darkness, but growth begins with your awareness. So don't get upset at your friends that are telling you things about you. I'm not talking about the folks that are judging you and always putting you down. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the really good friends that you get upset at when they tell you something true and you're not ready to face it. Oh, my friends, it's time. It's time to grow. We're here. We're out here. I love y'all.